Hello and welcome to the Sunday Shit Show, episode 2. I'm Geltchy, and joining us today is Stu. He's a local from around here, well known in the surf scene, been surfing for years and wears a few different hats. Anyway, he's just back here on the couch after a double hip replacement. And yeah, we'd love to catch up and just know what he's been up to and tell us a bit of a story about the surgery and what you went through.
Yeah, 6 weeks out, Geltchy, from the double hip replacement. Thankfully had a very good surgeon, Dr. Frank Conn. Recommend him highly. And a lot of help from friends and especially my girlfriend. She really looked after me and can't thank them enough. So yeah, that's all a big part of having a major surgery, is making sure you've got a bit of help when you get home. Yeah, I think I'm recovering quite well. It's only 6 weeks out, so yeah, doing okay, feeling okay. Go and see the specialist again next week, make sure everything's on track, and yeah. But apart from doing anything, it's been a slow road, you know.
So what you're telling us is you've gone from struggling to walk, struggling to stand up surfing, to now you're the modern day Steve Austin, the $6 million man, the bionic man.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't have the pain I had before the operation, that's for sure. And yeah, surfing was a struggle. You know, the last few years been pretty tough. Anyway, hopefully I can get back in the water in the next couple of months. You know, doing my rehab, and yeah, should be right to go in a couple.
So, in the not too distant future, we'll be seeing you getting shucked again at the local.
Hope so. That's the plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And just, you're not new to this sitting on the couch type thing. I know years ago, I think it was before I even moved to Indo, you were doing a thing called Crew on the Couch, live streaming before podcasts and all that blew up. How did that come about?
Well, I used to have a magazine called the 50s Brotherhood magazine that was mini motocross, and we'd have, you know, a bit of a crossover to other things in there. And the GFC helped to destroy that one. It was a global magazine, did really well. So after that, just wanted to keep going with something, so we started Crew on the Couch and Crew on the Loose, and yeah, a bit ahead of our time at that stage. It was all good fun. We had some great people on the couch, and we visited some great places. So yeah, it's good to be back on the lounge, and especially with you, Geltchy.
Yeah, we've been throwing this idea around for quite some time. I think the timing's right now, and we finally bit the bullet and given it a crack.
Yeah.
And just thank you to all those that have watched our few early episodes, and we look forward to what the future brings. So, and any other news, Stu? I know you teach a bit of kung fu and that as well. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, got a little kung fu school called Wing Chun. I'm lucky to have a really good student, Gary, and he's my senior, and he's looked after the school while I've been out of action. I'm back there now, I'm not doing much, but just there to run the school, so I've got that going. Got my other little venture, which is board carry, and it's a sling I invented many moons ago that can carry any sort of surf craft, snowboards, snow skis, kiteboards, you name it. It's got more uses than a Swiss Army knife, so yeah, that's keeping me quite busy. And Life Strife, mate, you know.
Well, wearing all them hats, mate, that does sound like a fair bit of Life Strife.
Just juggling, mate, it's all good.
Think you've got to in this day and age, you know. There's not too many people. One job just doesn't seem to pay the bills and that anymore now.
No,
cost of living.
No. You know, after COVID, they did a number on us there. So yeah, I think a lot of people are finding life pretty tough at the moment. The cost of living and rising rents and housing
interest rates.
You know, interest rates. It's a tough gig.
Which that sort of sets the scene for a little bit of what we're going to talk about later about Life Strife. Particularly the tradies and those, you know, those guys doing it a bit tough and struggling. Yeah. I know we've all been there at some point, and pretty important thing. Okay, moving along. The Geltchy car art competition. That's going along quite well. Just over the halfway mark now. We've had quite a few entries. There's currently 2 notable leaders. That's a 1-tonner by @CrackTerry on Instagram. And there's a HQ wagon @Rodster1970. They're out in the front. If you agree, swing by Instagram @Geltchy. Give them a vote, or if you like another car, give them a vote. And entries are still open if you have a HQ to HZ Holden and you want to have a crack at the art competition to win an artwork of your car. It's not too late.
Oh, get on it, gang.
Yeah. The next week, I'm releasing a new artwork, a Holden Sandman panel van. That's, I think they're one of the most iconic cars looking back, and I don't know why I haven't done one yet, but I've been working on this one for quite some time. That'll be a limited edition artwork of only 20. So if you're interested in that one, be sure to subscribe on the website. You'll get an early bird pre-order email so you don't miss out.
Jeez, you gotta love a Sandman, Geltchy. You're not into a Sandman, you're not Aussie.
True. And also with art and that, Cool and Beer Art Co. I'm part of a small art exhibition there that was meant to run for the month of April. Due to popular demand, they've extended it to the end of May. There's works in there from myself, from Prudence Coburn, and you really want to have a look there because she's got this shark sculpture life size of a hammerhead. It's just brilliant. Photography by Kerry Mulgrew and artworks by Owen Kavanagh. So head down to Cool and Beer Co, grab a cold beer. They do some good food there, and check out the art. And with that, that's presented by Studio 53, and we just want to give them a shout out. They've got a car show coming up to raise money for Give Me 5. I'm pretty sure it's in June. And big shout out to Owen for putting that together and fundraising and doing what he does in the community. So yes, that's just a little bit going on around here. We like to be a part of the community as well. And yeah, we'd really appreciate it if you take the time to have a bit of a look. Okay, fresh off the press this week. We've had a bit go down. There's a mug here, graffiti style mug from Smirk Supply Co. That'll be heading out pretty soon. Once again, we've got more number plates. A new release, Commodore wagon in green that was requested by a customer. One of my earlier car art drawings, the old rusty HQ, the Cool Town number plate. And then this, the classic 48215 badge, oldie number plate, paying our respect to the beginning of Holden in Australia. And one that I really appreciate. I may be an old bastard, but at least I've got experience. Isn't that a true story? What do you reckon, Stu?
True story, all right.
Often the younger ones, they disrespect the older people, but as they get a bit older, they come to learn. They've got a wealth of experience and knowledge, and it's well worth tapping into.
Yep, 100%.
So coming up next, printed a few items this week for Mick from Intricate Shockwave Surf Wax, and there's a t-shirt here which is features a Chris Kincaid photo of 2-time world bodyboard champion Andre Botha. It's really crisp piece of work. If that's your thing, jump online at geltchy.com and yeah, you'll find them there. Mick's also dropped a zip hoodie of the same deal, and it's quite a nice thing with it getting colder. Starting to get a bit cooler here in Queensland. If you're from the dirty south, you're probably already feeling it. So if you want to stay warm, this one here could be a good one to have on your back. Now, with Life Strife came about as, you know, sometimes things are tough. You got to look, have a laugh at it. I do the artwork and the design work, being the creative director, and Stu's at the helm of running it. With that, there's a couple of new Life Strife products that have dropped, and then we'll get Stu to have a bit of a talk about where it's up to. So spoke last week about the Support Your Mates range. We got this fresh coffee mug in high-vis orange. Make sure it stands out. Just remember to support your mates.
Good.
Also, once again, getting cold, especially if you got mates in Tassie or South Australia down that way. You can either get one of these to send to a mate to keep them warm, or just show you respect your mates. And these are the Support Your Mates pullover hoodies. Once again, fresh off the press and released and up on the website this week. Now, the thing of what I think Life Strife started out with was to bring a bit of fun to the workplace. So you can't go past the workplace stuff for Life Strife. We've released our first long sleeve high vis, which once again it's a Support Your Mates one. You know, a bit better than the boring old high vis workwear you got to wear on site. That's just something there a bit different to, show your support for your mates. Also comes in a short sleeve. And just dropped are our vests. And these vests are only $20. If you just need something as a short thing, or you want to go direct some traffic, have a bit of a laugh, these are for you.
Value, $20.
And last but not least, maybe for the office, we've done a sign as well, just to show you support your mates. You're thinking about them, thinking about their mental health, thinking about how they're struggling with life. Good thing to chuck up in your man cave, your office, or wherever you want to show that you care about your mates. Okay. So this whole Support Your Mates range, we've designed around men's mental health. And I think we really need to encourage people to check in on their mates. Right, Stu, what do you want to say about this and with mental health?
Oh, look, you know, especially in the current climate of the world at the moment, and here in Australia, I think we've got seven men a week committing suicide, so it's a pretty high number. And a lot of those guys are tradies, you know. And it's a sad thing. So, you know, the whole line is designed around trying to put a smile on people's face when they're at work. You know, it's nothing like going to work and you're feeling down. It just makes the day worse and you drag out going longer. So we've come up with something to hopefully put a bit of a smile back on people's faces and give people something to talk about. I mean, we've got the Support Your Mates range. We also do some other shirts with humour on them, like Supervisor of the Shit Show, for example. Louder Than Your Angry Boss. There's a heap of them. So, you know, you can check out the range on Geltchy.com. But basically, this supporting your mates is a very important thing, and you've got to look out for each other. And it just doesn't apply to men as well. It's also for women. It's a very important subject at the moment, so we're really trying to get behind it. and it'd be awesome. You know, you got a company called Grab Life by the Balls. Awesome company trying to do things to help with depression. You got Men's Line, Black Dog, Beyond Blue. You know, it'd be great for one of these companies to get behind us and partner with us. You know, we're willing to do $5 a t-shirt that we sell online at geltchy.com.au to put back in to one of these companies that might want to jump on and give us some support. So that's about where we stand at the moment with it. I mean, everyone's got Life Strife, and Life Strife applies to everything. You know, it can be your car breaking down, losing your golf ball in the rough, you know, getting a fish hook in the finger, anything in life. So it's a funny little gig, but at the moment we're really trying to get behind this mental health issue that's really striking a chord. Wouldn't you say, Mark?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, really, I feel I worked with tradies and that there for a while, and there's good times, but just this year, especially in Queensland, with the amount of rain, less houses being built,
housing crisis, renters.
Yeah, skyrocketing rents, everything going on, and if you're paid just for the hours you work, it's bloody tough when you drive to work, you go in, you're rained off, and that, you know, then often these guys feel like they're letting their partners or their families down, and then that's where the mental health comes in. It's important to look out for them. I think mental health takes many different shapes and forms. Some people isolate, some people act out of character, and some just go dead quiet and the unexpected happens. I think now is a time more important than ever to really be watching out for your mates and supporting your mates.
Oh, you know, it sure is. And as I said, it's not just men, it's women as well. You know, everyone's suffering. So, and I'll give a shout out to my partner Emma, because she actually came up with the idea for Life Strife a couple of years ago, and you know what it revolves around. So it is an important issue, and if we can help put back into the community a bit and add some humour, I'll be really happy with that.
So yeah, if there's an organisation like, you know, like Grab Life by the Balls, Men's Line, Black Dog, Beyond Blue, or any other out there, especially one that caters towards the tradie type people, love to hear from you. Please DM us on Instagram at Geltchy, and we'll come up with an arrangement. You know, I'd more than love to give $5 per item from the Support Your Mates range, sold on geltchy.com.au. Back to the community, back to the charities, doing the hard yards, supporting people, and just, if you're struggling, speak up. You're not on your own.
Reach out.
We've all been in dark places. I know for me, when I came back from Indonesia in about 2012, I got struck down with Ross River fever, was isolated, quite sick for quite some time, and that was the lowest of the low I went through, and there was a few people around who really jumped in, supported me and helped me, and I look back now and that's given me the drive to also be there for others as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for your mates, and you know, we could chat about this for hours. Everybody has a story, everybody knows someone. Let's work together and help the cause. Okay, Stu, you're passionate about surfing, we know that. What's going on with the latest? I don't know about you, but the WSL has changed. I don't know. I struggle with the new thing. Even last week's Sunday SHITSHOW, Barton Lynch even gave us a like. So there's people from within that have been with WSL or the ASP, the different names it's taken, that I think share the frustrations.
Oh yeah, 100%. I just mentioned Barton Lynch. Barton Lynch is a iconic figure in surfing. He's got his little podcast, the Stoke Bloke Show. Shout out to the Stoke Bloke Show. It's a great podcast. And Barton keeps it real, as it should be. And I just think the way the direction's gone with it all it's not for the better, I don't think. It's a hot topic. There's judging issues. There's a whole plethora of stuff that's going on. But where do we go?
I think for me, it's the lack of industry support. Surfing was a thing where the iconic brands backed everything. I look back, and I don't know how many events this year have actually had naming rights from the surf company.
Exactly. Look, and I'll bring this up. I actually, I'm a rep for another company called SRH Clothing, and big shout out to Trev, because he's actually backing club competition and things like that. We've had a couple of local competitions and quite a big one that Geltchy got behind, and Trev's jumped on board and sponsored these events with some great prizes and everything. And that's where, like Geltchy just said, back in the day you had your Quicksilvers, your Billabongs, all these companies would really get behind it. But I think what's happened is they've all been bought out by the corporate suits who have no idea about surfing or what's behind it. They're just high-profile flyers that are in it for the money. And I think something's really got to change here.
Yeah, what really bothers me is what are we modelling to the next generation? I know I started a small clothing brand in the 80s from my bedroom, screen printing. And what inspired me with that was Billabong. I actually used to buy Billabong blank t-shirts to screen print from Burley Heads back in the 80s. And back then there was no internet, it was Tracks magazine, that was your Bible, you looked at that, you got your ideas, and it actually was the stepping stone that's got me to where I am now. So all these companies, like you'd see Mambo, Billabong, Quicksilver, Rip Curl, there's a few other that have fallen, gone by the wayside now, like Hot Tuna, Headworks. All these brands stood for something. They had passion. So this younger generation coming through, what's being modelled to them? Like, what's giving them a passion to have a go if everything's just owned by one company or one conglomerate? It's just, I don't know. Let's get back to DIY. Let's get back to grassroots.
Let's make it real again.
Yeah. Like, have stuff with some passion and some meaning.
100%.
Yeah, so that's it's just disappointing to see something that was so good, and now because there's big organisations on board, it's all a numbers game with surfing. It's, they just care about the number of views, the number of this and that. Back in the 80s and the early 90s, you did not even know the results of a surf comp until the next issue of Tracks came out.
100%. Well, you did with no internet.
These days, it's just so in your face. It's which maybe it's a good thing. I think we live in a different time now where everything's instant. And there's also a downside on that, and I'd love to reach out to a couple of grommets, younger surfers, even you, Julian Wilson, if you're around, or Isabella Nicol. The thing that really bothers me, back to the mental health thing, is you go surf a comp now, you're bummed out in your heat. The minute you get out of the water, you've got a camera and a microphone in your face. What the hell is that doing for your mental health? You haven't even had the time to digest your loss. You haven't had the time to comprehend what's going on. Like, and then you just feel you're being put down, you know. What went wrong? Why did you know, like, it can't be good. And I think in recent years, for the first time ever, we've actually seen some surfers fall off the tour due to mental health. I think mental health has always been there.
Well, look, I think surfing is one of the only sports where this is happening, and you know, you don't see it. You don't see the camera running after the tennis player that's just lost, or you don't see the camera running after the guy who's just jumped out of the second place in his car, you know, on the racetrack. Sure, there's post interviews and everyone gets to talk about it, but they've had a little chance to process everything. I think that's pretty hard, pretty harsh on the surfers, but you know.
So yeah, Julian, if you're out there and you're in town, mate, love to catch up. Love for you to join us and have a chat. You've been through quite a few different configurations of the tour. You're now living post-tour life with your clothing brand, with everything you're doing, and I think you've got a lot of inspiration to share and a lot, you know, good and bad to share about your time in that. So hit us up if you're interested, Julian.
And let's have a look at what's coming up next. So we've got Chopes at Tiapu. That's on starts. Well, the window opens on the 22nd. So that's going to be exciting. We've got some of the.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put my money on John and Jack Robinson in the men's, and Molly Picklum and Tyler Wright in the women's. What do you reckon, Stu? Like, where's your heart lie with that?
Yeah, I'm with you with the men's. John and Jack, definitely formidable players. I know Kelly's going to be surfing this event as well, and he's always someone to watch. But I think, yeah, John and Jack will have something, and Gabriel Medina, he's in the mix as well. So yeah, you know, it's anyone's race, but I'm backing you there. With the women's, I've gone. I'm really impressed with Caitlin Sinners. She's just charging, and I'll be excited to see her on the backhand. And Vahine from Tahiti as well. You know, she stands out to me. She's a goofy foot, and she's not scared to pull in. So it's going to be a good event to watch. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So who's your pick? You know.
Yeah, let us know.
Could chuck a comment on Instagram at Geltchy. We'd love to hear what you've got to say, you know. And we love it whether you agree or disagree with us, you know. Bit of banter you can't go past. It's in good spirit.
Challenger series.
Yeah, we've got a bit to celebrate with the Challenger series, I think.
Yeah, well, our local favourite Isabella, she took it out.
The women's, yeah.
Yeah, she took it to the young star, Erin Brooks, who blows my mind. You know, she was surfing amazing at Narrabeen. She did an air in the semi-final that blew my mind. So fast and tight, and landed it. That was pretty impressive. But Isabella was too good in the final. Took her out, and congratulations, Isabella. Well done. And then young Geordie Lawler, he smashed it for the men's. Narrabeen local, Narrabeen board riders stalwart, so really good for the crew at Narrabeen to have that win on their home turf.
So what's that mean for Isabella now? She's fallen off or missed the cut for next year for the CT. What does she have to do to win a place back? We know she's won this comp.
Well, no, yeah. That's what's going on now. She's trying to win a place back in for next year.
So what more does she have to do? This one event doesn't get her in, like.
Oh no, she's going to have to do. She's going to have to do well in a couple more events, but she's right up there at the moment. So I think it's the top 5 for women.
Okay. Anyway, we're backing you, Isabella, and we hope to see you back on the CT next year.
100%.
Yeah, okay. Music. What have you been listening to this week, Stu? What's high on your rotation?
Well, funny you asked me that, Geltchy. Good friend of both of ours, Mike Muir. He's the frontman for the Suicidal Tendencies, and they just toured Australia not long ago. We had the pleasure of going to see them, and met a really nice young fella, Rob Trujillo's son. He used to be the bass guitarist for Suicidals and and Infectious Grooves, and he's now the bass guitarist for Metallica. And his son, young Ty, he's bass player for Suicidals now, so Matt Ty, and he's got a band himself which is called Otto. And I've been running a bit of Otto, Mark. I think they're pretty cool. Got a good sound, something different, very tight, as you'd expect. So I've been listening to a bit of those guys.
Yeah, Ty's such a humble young guy. He's
certainly
just,
is.
Sort of the spotlight on his dad and that. He's just his own person, and he's just down to earth. Really, really nice young kid.
He likes getting in the water himself.
He does. He loves a
Loves
wave.
it.
For me, it's been Nate No Face. Sort of come to me out of the blue. My son Jesse was over and he's, "Oh, Dad, you got to listen to this. This is pretty cool. This guy really mixes it up genre-wise and stuff. He's a bit electronic, a bit punk. He honestly, he doesn't give a stuff about genres. He's got a real funny attitude and a bit of a look. So yeah, Nate No Face. That's been my latest thing. Now, just something else I missed a bit earlier I want to put out there. We'd love to see your feedback and your comments. What about the top 3 comments we get this week? I'm going to send out a Life Strife sticker to you. So jump on Instagram, give us a comment, and we'll have a chat and discuss. And our 3 top picks, even though Australia Post has put up the price of postage and stuff,
everything's gone up.
We're going to send out a sticker to you. So, and yeah, really love to hear some feedback on your mental health. If you've got any ideas, stuff you'd like to see added to Life Strife or things like that, yeah, we'd love your feedback. So, yeah, you know that we're on YouTube as well. Geltchy on YouTube, or Instagram at Geltchy, or on the website geltchy.com.au. Actually do a weekly blog and share the YouTube video there. Love your feedback on any of them channels. And just remember, if you want to get on the good shit, best place to be is the Sunday Shit Show.
So keep it spicy, everyone. Keep it spicy. Get on the Sunday Shit Show.
Yeah. And even though they say you can't polish a turd, we'll give it our best shot.
Oh yeah, we certainly will.